This is the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on the SFL Twitch network. The Fury look to continue the fight back to 500, and a great way to do that is with another underdog performance against the Swarm. It's Las Vegas and Atlanta here in Week 8. Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Falk. Today marks 20 years since the terrorist attacks in New York City, the Pentagon, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. We remember all those who lost their lives that Tuesday morning and all of our military service members who gave the ultimate sacrifice in response to those attacks. We remember them today so that we don't forget them tomorrow. Tonight, here in the Hive in Atlanta, we will play football. Atlanta is coming in hot on a 3-game winning streak and with one of the best offenses in the SFL, headlined by BDG Hollywood and Boo Chisholm. Meanwhile, the Fury are also on a roll, winning their last 3 of 4, and last week for them, it was the Scott Johnson show. I want to welcome in Brett Solberg now. Great to have you here, Brett.
Thanks for having me here, Tyler. Just talking about Las Vegas real quick. We saw them in action in Week 3 against Mexico City, and we were thinking that Las Vegas were a team that just need to look for something in order to get themselves ahead, and they found it, and now they've won 3 of their last 4. In the meantime, Atlanta, you got to look at them too. They've won 5 of their last 6. They're currently leading the division. It's another game for Las Vegas to play against a division leader team. This is going to be an exciting matchup to watch, Tyler.
Last 4 matchups for Las Vegas have been against division leaders. They're so far 2-1, looking to go 3-1 against the division-leading Atlanta Swarm, as we are set to go here on September 11th, 2021, Week 8 of Season 17 in the SFL. As here we go, Atlanta in their blacks and blue shoulders, while the Las Vegas come out in white tops, black bottoms, and the return for Doug Britton will get him back to the 28, and we'll trot out the Las Vegas offensive lineup. Joseph Green is the quarterback, rookie out of Memphis. Scott Johnson is the halfback with A-star Miramontes at the fullback spot. John Blades, Mason Kirby, and Doug Britton make up the wide receiving core with Hall of Famer, the tight end, Tiberius Bovine. Green is immediately going to go under center with Miramontes and Johnson in the backfield. Quick drop for Green, and real quickly, it'll be incomplete, and an early flag here on first down. Let's get the call from R62.
Yeah, it's tough to see what the call was there.
They're going to tag Lincoln Hawk, the guard for Las Vegas, and that'll immediately set Las Vegas back a few paces.
Yeah, when you see that their first play of the drive there, Las Vegas starting up with a holding call, not what you ideally want there, but coming off a big week that they had offensively, I don't think they're going to be too concerned about that first holding call there. I think they'll be fine. We'll just have to see how these set of plays go now.
See if their offensive production does carry over from a week ago, as they're going to need it against one of the hottest offenses in the league. And off to Johnson. He had a big week, 150 yards plus a week ago. It starts off the day with only just a single yard to his credit. He's taken down by Joshua Williams and will get you introduced to the Atlanta Swarm defense. Chris Porter, Leo Jefferson, and BRV Billy Ray Valentine, along with Joshua Williams, make up the defensive line. Garrett Hudson, Cree Higgins, and Aquantis Shine are the linebackers. Jack Napier, Jay Rock, and Jay Miraculous are the corners, with Moose Papineau and Chris Henry providing overwatch at the safety spots. Another split back formation here on second down, so it can be a toss out into the flat. That's going to be good enough for about 5 yards from Scott Johnson. That's going to be third and very long, 3rd and 14 coming up.
Yeah, that was an ideal play for Las Vegas just to get themselves back into 3rd and 10 territory if they could. But Johnson only get 5 yards out of that. So now it's a 3rd and long situation. They're going to have to toss the ball out. We got trips on the top.
We'll see if the rookie quarterback can pull a rabbit out of his hat here. From his own 24, deep bomb near the middle of the field. That's going to be picked up and going the other way. It's an early turnover for the Swarm, and that's Moose Papineau, the free safety, 4th year with the team. He gets the first turnover of the ball game.
And Joseph Green wanted to get a little bit out of his own zone there after that holding call. Got a few yards from Scott Johnson, tried to throw it deep, And unfortunately, Moose Papineau was the guy there for Atlanta to grab the interception, and that is a good momentum starter for Atlanta. Atlanta's got good field position. They're already in enemy territory here, so that's going to give Bryant Dynasty all the opportunity in the world.
That's Joseph Green's 15th interception on the season as Bryant Dynasty comes on the field and will start his first drive in excellent field position. First pass is a good one over the middle for a good first down to the 26-yard line for the Swarm. Caught by Ryan Roosevelt, the rookie out of Ottawa.
And it's a big thing that you'll see out of Bryant Dynasty every game is that he can thread the needle and pass in between 2 and 3 defenders. And his first pass is a prime example of that, getting it to his receiver and getting a quick first down on pretty much in field goal territory now.
Which introduced to the Swarm offense here in just a bit, but meanwhile, offset eye behind Dynasty with 3 wideouts in the ball game. First carry of the day for BDG Hollywood has a nice lane to the far side and a couple of blockers in that direction. They'll pick up 4 yards down to the 21, and indeed will introduce you to the Swarm offense. Bryant Dynasty, the man from Hawaii, is the quarterback with BDG, the Hall of Fame halfback, with Mitchell O'Brien in front of him at fullback. Siege Falco, Boo Chisholm, and Ryan Roosevelt are the wide receiving threats with Jamal Wooding at tight end. Shotgun look now for the Swarm as Dynasty calls up the play at the line. Nickel look from the Vegas Fury as Dynasty finds a man on the far side. That's Boo Chisholm with his first catch of the ball game, another 4 yards, and then it'll be 3rd and 2 from the Las Vegas 18.
It looked to be that Las Vegas was looking to play the deep ball there, so Dynasty changed his receivers routes mid-play there and got the simple out route to get an easy catch in a 3rd and short situation here for Atlanta.
Their offset eye look this time. Jamal Wooding will be flexed off to the left. Handoff. BDG near side tries to get away from a would-be tackler and can't. That's Zoltan Markner with the shoestring tackle, but it's a first down for the Swarm.
Yeah, an easy work by the offensive line there. Just need to surge a little bit, just a little bit of a push, and just rely on BDG to stretch on the right side. And that's exactly what happened here. And BDG got a first down and then some and got them to a goal line situation here now at the 10.
Excellent drive for the Swarm. Started on the Las Vegas 41, now at the Las Vegas 10. Tight ends the ball game. BDG Hollywood gets the call, but he's going to be knocked behind the line of scrimmage by Rhett Sawyer and lets it beat the Las Vegas Fury defense. Rhett Sawyer, Mike Baker, A.K. Jones, and Christopher Colon man the trenches of the defensive line with Eric Davis and Slyn Shady at the linebacking spots. Tom Krieg and Merrick Itera are the corners with Nicky Cullentrell, Chris Magel, and Max Jackson at safety. 3rd and goal from the 12 now for the Swarm. Another handoff to Hollywood. This time has a lot better blocking. This time around is going to get all the way down to the 7-yard line. A pickup of 5. And now just 7 yards away from making it an early touchdown advantage.
Yeah, and Hollywood had a good line of sight to the end zone there as he stretched left, and he had a little bit of a spin move there. The defender knocked him right on his tuchus there to stop him on his tracks, and now it's a 3rd and goal for Atlanta.
Dynasty to pass here, looking toward the end zone. That's hauled in! Touchdown, Atlanta! It's Siege Falco, who gets 1 touchdown to tie him at 25th all-time.
And you want to talk about big momentum starters here. You got the interception from Moose Papineau, and then they had a fairly easy drive, I would say, on the offensive side to get them 6 to start off this game. They controlled the ball for a lot of that as well and just kind of slowly got their way down the field, getting to Falco at the end of it and getting 6 to start off this game in the Hive.
At home is where they have been most comfortable, as any history is going to show you, as we'll see Sammy Steele on to tack on the extra point. Snap spot, kick is up and good, and it's 7-0 early the Swarm. And I talked a little bit about home field advantage for the Swarm in this matchup a little bit earlier here, Brett. This is the 5th matchup between these two sides, and all 4 previous matchups have gone the way of the home team. 3 to Atlanta, 1 to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and a total of 40-21, their all-time record at home. So they have a good home stand whenever they're in the Hive.
See if they can keep the high buzzing as they'll boot it away to Doug Britton once more. Angle to the far side. Has a nice spin move. Breaks out of a tackle and nearly broke one free at the 28. It's going to be wrapped up at the 29. And so we'll see the Fury offense take over.
And now Joseph Green, he has to forget about that last drive there, going with a little bit of a risky pass that led to an interception. He had some time on the sideline to take a look at Bryant Dynasty and see what he did down the field. It was a short field, though, but it was still enough time to take a look at what he did, and now he's got to respond.
He has one of the worst completion percentages in the league, sitting at 64%. And off on the first play of the drive, that'll go to A-Star Miramontes, the fullback, as she's able to rumble forward for about 3 yards.
And A-Star had a little bit of a quiet game last week, only 2 receptions for 13 yards. Didn't get any handoffs the week prior in Las Vegas's victory to Portland. So good to see A-Star getting a little bit more involved in the handoffs here, even if it was just a few yards.
Other hand off to the far side. Scott Johnson. He tries to break one free and does break a tackle. Has a shot down the far sideline. And that's a big gain of about 20 yards for Scott Johnson.
Yeah, and we saw Scott Johnson do a lot of this last week against Portland. That's a reason why he got 156 and 4 touchdowns. It's this one, it was just straight patience, just looking for that open space. He hid behind his blockers and tried to find that open space, and once he did, he started running.
He was going to shift to the right where there are 2 tight ends in the formation. They'll hand off to Johnson again, who spins away from one tackle, is going to get close to the first down, but they'll mark him just shy of the sticks at the 40.
Yeah, give that man 9.999 yards on that one. Scott Johnson, that was an easy gut run up the middle there, and give himself a spin move to add another 2 yards and almost getting that first down. He is heating up at the right time now.
4th play on the drive. Previous 3 have been runs, one by A-Star and 2 by Scott Johnson. It'll be another handoff for Johnson. Gets by another tackle, and it's another gain of about 10 for Scott Johnson.
Yeah, and it seems to be an early bread and butter situation for Scott Johnson. The offensive line on that right side is giving Johnson plenty of space. As you can see, there's a wide open field. You've got offensive linemen getting far ahead and getting to safeties down the field to get as much space for Scott Johnson as possible. And he's already getting pretty much 10 yards a carry here, which is a big positive for Las Vegas's offense.
You have to wonder in that formation if the defense is trying to overreact to that overloaded tight end side instead of spreading him out. First pass on the drive for the Las Vegas Fury as Green has to roll to his left and make a nice throw on the run to the Hall of Famer Tiberius Bovine for a couple.
Now, my heart skipped a beat a little bit there because the last time he threw on the run that ended up in a Papano interception, this time he gets enough space from his receiver to get the catch and thankfully gets himself 5 yards instead of an interception.
Time they'll go with 2 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, and Bovine off to the left. Deep drop here from Green. Pumps once, now decides to throw over the middle. Nice pass to Doug Britton. Touchdown, Fury!
And you know what? It's a great thing to see Doug Britton get this big catch here. Last week, it was a very quiet and unorthodox game for him, only 28 yards receiving. This time, he has 2 or 3 yards of space on his guy and just gives Joseph Green enough time to throw that ball to the end zone, and he gets the catch. Las Vegas responds fairly quickly. It was maybe 2.5 minutes off the board here, and we're back at evens, my man.
I think that route running had something to do with it. He fooled Jack Napier as he tried to go corner post route, and that's what ended up into the end zone for a touchdown, as we'll see Matt Rage, the week 4 free agent, signing on attack on the extra point. Snap spot, and it's up and good, and we are back as we were when we started the football game, all tied up at 7 apiece. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Kicks on its way, and the first return for Atlanta of the day will be a good one, going to the far side, and across the 30 is the return man down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it looked to be that there was some open space for that man there on the left side there, Ryan Roosevelt, and he decided to go a little bit more middle, and still great field position to start off at the 31-yard line, and Brian Dynasty quickly back out on the field after Las Vegas scores pretty quickly here. We'll have to see how Atlanta responds from that quick drive.
Maybe they know how dangerous BDG Hollywood is. They stack the box with 9 defenders. It'll be a handoff to BDG. We'll see what he can do. Spins away from one.
Oh,
Gets
watch out.
And he's loose down the far sideline. Has one man to beat and can't outrun him. A touchdown saving tackle from Chris Magel, but an excellent blocking scheme for Atlanta to spring BDG free.
You know what the best counter to seeing 9 defenders is for Atlanta? Just stretch BDG Hollywood out and rely on his speed. And once he got that stretch, everybody blocked the defenders there. Wide open space for BDG, and he got himself pretty much 45 yards there, it felt like. And Atlanta back in enemy territory in just one play.
Hall of Famer already making plays early on in this football game as we approach the 3.5-minute mark in the first quarter. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers set for the Swarm. Pass from Dynasty to the near side. That's hauled in by Siege Falco, who can't spin away from Max Jackson this time, and it'll be taken down after a pickup of 7 yards.
It's a nice throw from Dynasty to get to the right side. And Siege Falco, we've seen a couple times on those sideline catches, just being secure with that ball, and it looks to be that that's what his job is going to be in this first quarter here, just to secure that catch.
Our eye handoff. BDG looking for the first down is tackled short of the markers by Max Jackson and company. His second tackle in as many plays coming into today. He had 75.
Yeah, and Las Vegas looking like they're bunching down the middle so that they can prevent BDG from trying to get those gut runs down the middle. And so far, the stretch play has been working for Atlanta. I'd like to see that again.
3rd and inches here from the Las Vegas 27. They'll go to BDG. The near side gets enough, but is met by Chris Magel again.
And that's exactly what Atlanta just wanted. They just wanted to get that first down and get that fresh set of downs as they're already in field goal range. They know they can get some points out of this already while they when they have Sammy Steele on the sidelines waiting for possibly a kick here. But Atlanta, they can do whatever they want at this point.
Dynasty looking over the middle. That's going to fall incomplete. He threw that into coverage as Max Jackson was there to help that ball to the ground.
That was another short throw from Dynasty, just looking to inch a little bit ahead. This time, the Las Vegas linebacking core stepped back a little bit and was covering that pass pretty well. So a good look from the defense of Las Vegas to kind of halt Atlanta on their tracks here.
Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter in the stats truck let us know that that's Dynasty's first incomplete pass of the ball game. He's back to pass here on second down, looking far side. That's a great catch by Boo Chisholm at the 11-yard line.
There's a nice little corner to the sideline from Boo Chisholm. Gave himself enough space. Dynasty threw a great ball basically right to that sideline there. And Itera was very close to getting a hand on that ball, but just couldn't get it. And Boo Chisholm gets a nice catch. And once again, Atlanta getting close to the 10-yard line, close to goal line situation here when they're threatening to score once again.
See what they do. 10 for a first, 11 for a touchdown. Dynasty back to pass. 3rd play in a row, there's passing. Try to go deep into the back of the end zone, but that's knocked away by Nicky Cullen-Trell.
That was a little bit of a floater pass from Dynasty looking for the receiver to get to a spot, but it looked to be 3 defenders from Las Vegas pretty much already at the ball, and Cullen-Trell gets his hands on the football to just swat it down and say, "Nuh-uh, you're not going to try that deep in the end zone."
Dynasty so far 2 of 2 on the drive. Maybe they look to go to BDG here in the power eye. It'll be a handoff to the fullback, A-Star Miramontes. Mitchell O'Brien gets the call. Picks up minimal yards, maybe 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a misdirection play there because we've seen Dynasty throw the last few plays. So this time they just kind of dive it to the fullback to gain them a little bit more traction to the end zone. And now they're 9 yards away from the pay dirt.
9 yards out, they try to go for BDG, and he's tackled right behind the line of scrimmage. No dice this time from the Fury defense, and the Atlanta Swarm will be forced to trot out the field goal unit.
Yeah, and that's a big play from Rhett Sawyer there, getting himself, breaking himself free of the offensive line as quickly as possible, because you know that BDG can be as dangerous as he wants to in any given football game. So great job to get to BDG's legs and force three from Atlanta.
Be about a 27-yard attempt from the left hash for Sammy Steele. Snap spot. Kick is on its way, and it's through the uprights, and good. Atlanta retake the lead. It's 10-7.
And sometimes all you need is just the 3 points to get yourself ahead there. Any points is good points, especially when it's going to be a dogfight from what we've seen already in this first quarter between these two hot teams.
See if the Fury can answer the field goal with some points of their own. Doug Britton awaits the kickoff near his own goal line. That's where he starts his return. Now at the 20. Trying to angle it near side. Trying to make another big one this time around, but he's knocked aside at the 25-yard line. Big drive last time out for Joseph Green. Didn't try to do too much. And as he was safe with the football and maybe a couple Scott Johnson runs, they didn't turn the ball over and got him a touchdown.
That's the big thing. You want to keep the ball on your side of the field. Your side of the field. You want to get to score the points instead of the other team, right?
I think that's the goal of any kind of sport. As Joseph Green goes back to pass, has to escape the pressure, fires across his body, and finds Tiberius Bovine. That's an athletic play from a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get outside of your own pocket space, you kind of have to. You have that mentality where you just feel like you're going to get down at any minute. So you're trying to find the first open guy that you can find, and he finds it basically on the opposite side of the field, getting himself 3 yards, which is a positive gain no matter what.
Offset single back behind Green, and two backs to his left. Handoff, Scott Johnson, who wriggles free, a tackler, but then is tackled at the 32-yard line. Good pickup, and will set up third and manageable.
Yeah, the big thing for Atlanta they have to do here is they have to swarm Scott Johnson whenever they can, because he got hot in the first quarter.
That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Atlanta leading here at home 10-3. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on the SFL Twitch Network. Welcome back to the Hive here in Atlanta as the Las Vegas Fury try to convert on third down. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Brett Solberg, Mark Chisholm, and Chris Porter in the stats truck. Thank you, gentlemen. Pass to Tiberius Bovine, and that's been Joseph Green's easy target so far here today. As meanwhile in Carolina, Matt South was having a storming day, going 17 for 18. His 19th pass ended up in the hands of the Houston Hyenas.
Yeah, Carolina's doing a great job preserving leads, especially throughout the season here. But one bad play can turn Houston around with that Dave Burr offense.
Johnson gets the call, going nowhere as the swarm into the backfield and take him down for a loss.
Yeah, this time Cree Higgins gets to Scott Johnson as quickly as possible, getting him way behind the line. And that's what Atlanta needs to do in the second quarter if they're going to neutralize Las Vegas's offense, is just eliminate the thought of Scott Johnson running the football.
Nickel look from the Atlanta defense, matching up with this three-wide receiver set. Green has to swing past to Johnson on the near side. He'll turn up field and pick up all the yards lost and a couple extra. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 37.
You got a pair of cornerbacks getting to Scott Johnson after that pass there with Jay Rock and Jack Napier with that dual tackle to stop Scott Johnson from getting anywhere near close to the first down line. This is going to be a big third down situation for Las Vegas to start this second quarter.
Johnson on the sideline as the Fury trot out 4 wide receivers. Green to throw. Looks near side, and he finds a man. That's Mason Kirby on the sideline. That was awfully close, but they'll give it to him.
That's exactly it. That's dangerously close. I think that's a 50-50 catch on the sideline there. It's so tough to say that it's one of those things where the ticker might have interfered with what we can see there. And Atlanta, I think, is doing the right call and making the challenge.
And so we'll see R62 take a look under the hood, and as he takes a look, so will we.
Yeah, when you're a receiver and you're trying to catch from basically trying to trot behind you to the sideline, it's always tough to see if you can drag those feet on that sideline out of bounds. So that one, from what we saw, that is so close. I'm honestly not even sure myself.
He got those heels up. Yeah, they're going to say he had the heels up. The toes were just inside. That was a fantastic grab by Mason Kirby, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's a great sense of awareness from Mason Kirby to just drag his tippy toes. Like, that's like some ballerina stuff. He must have watched Black Swan or something like that over the course of this week to get those feet in bounds.
He went to dance class and had a couple ballerinas teach him a thing or two as Johnson gets the call out of the backfield on the swing pass. He'll turn upfield, pick up about 8 yards before being shot to the ground.
Tyler, would you say that the most effective move in the SFL is the spin move?
I would say so. It's been pretty dangerous, though there have been a couple of nasty stiff arms sending people to the shadow realm a couple of times.
Yeah, but I think what Scott Johnson does with his spin move, he gets nowhere near the shadow realm.
Oh, we'll see what he does here on second and short. Inside Atlanta territory. He gets the call. Ooh. This time it's stopped up. Couldn't make a spin move that time. No gain, maybe a loss of 1 on the play as it's Joshua Williams again in the backfield.
There's a reason why Atlanta is called the Swarm, and it seems like every season we always give credit to that defensive line. Atlanta always has one of the better defensive lines in the league every season, and that's a prime example there, causing a loss of a yard.
Green to throw here on second and short. Pressure coming from off the edge, and he can't escape the pocket. Taken down by BRV. Billy Ray Valentine with a sack at midfield.
Yeah, and it seems to me that Joseph Green was just trying to get himself a little bit open, so he kind of walked towards the left side, which gave ample opportunity for BRV to get himself an SACK, and now Las Vegas will have to punt the ball away, and Atlanta will have all the momentum going forward to them now.
So we'll see Dustin McRack out there to boot it away. He stands around his 34-yard line to send this one down the field. As it's Ryan Roosevelt who will just let this one bounce. It takes a Las Vegas hop, but the Hands team will knock it into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. It looked like that special teams man was just trying to rush himself to get that football before it got to the end zone, and he himself touches the end zone, and now Atlanta starts at the 20 instead of deep in their own territory, which gives a lot of space for BDG Hollywood and Bryant Dynasty to do their thing, possibly.
First down, first play of the drive here for the Swarm. 3 wideouts. Dynasty looks near side. That's hauled in, caught by Boo Chisholm. Good for 6.
Nice little out route, a medium out route down to the sideline. Gave plenty of opportunity for Chisholm to catch that ball, probably a yard or 2 from the sidelines, and just get himself out of bounds to get positive yardage for Atlanta to start this drive.
2nd and 4 from the 26 for Atlanta as the scoring is coming fast and furious in the Carolina-Houston game. At one point, Houston retook the lead, and then Carolina jumps back with a score of their own, 24-21 on that game going on at FTF. Dynasty looking over the middle, finds a man, and he picks up the first down. Down to the 37 is Ryan Roosevelt.
Yeah, and Roosevelt now getting involved in the passing game here, not in just the special teams unit. Dynasty doing a great job spreading the ball around and getting all of his receivers involved, as well as feeding the ball to BDG Hollywood for some nice runs. So Atlanta doing a great job balancing their offense and making Las Vegas question what they're going to do next.
BDG with a hole on the far side,
Oh,
has a
boy.
block and has more room to run down to the 31-yard line.
Now, this is what we saw in the first quarter. BDG did the exact same thing, got himself a little bit of space on that stretch run, and he does it again on the right side. This time, BDG finds himself down the sidelines, just keeps running, trying to get as many yards as possible until a Vegas defender gets to him. And once again, Atlanta's at the opposing 30-yard line and threatening for another score. It's been all systems go for the Atlanta offense.
And he crossed the 50-yard mark a while ago, now getting close to 90 yards so far here in the first half. He'll get the call again to the near side, but he's taken down for a loss of 3 in the backfield.
Yeah, it's crazy what you see in the SFL. Sometimes you'll see big runs coming out of your running backs, like the big 30-yard run that we saw earlier from BDG, and then the next play, the defense is ready for them, and you lose 3 yards from it. So great job from Las Vegas to adjust and stop BDG on that play.
Nicely back to pass, takes a deep 7-step drop, launches it to Chisholm, who's down to the 1-yard line. What a strike from Bryant Dynasty.
What a great find from Dynasty. Chisholm had a great look at the space that Chisholm got from Merrick Itera. He's had a few times where he's gotten beaten, unfortunately, but Chisholm getting himself enough space. Dynasty finding him right away, and what a nice throw, what a nice catch, and they're right at the line, threatening big time now.
They beat the cover two with a textbook deep over the middle pass, and now they're looking to punch it in. Dynasty looks for BDG on the near side in a passing play, and he'll waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Swarm!
Easy looking for BDG there, as the Las Vegas secondary was so focused on the receiving core, they kind of forgot about BDG a little bit there, as he got an easy catch, kind of one-handed, turn himself around, do a little dipsy doodah to the end zone, getting Atlanta 6, and that's exactly what Atlanta wants. They don't want to get into a tennis battle, essentially, of scoring with Las Vegas. They want to get ahead, and now they're going to be ahead possibly by 10 if they can get this extra point.
Sammy Shield attack on the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. And it is now a 10-point lead for the Atlanta Swarm. Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player, to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong. And Sammy Steele boots it down the field, and the return gets started for Doug Britton. He can't go anywhere. He'll be tackled right there at the 30, a net positive of about 10 yards.
We might have a penalty on the play. It looks to be maybe a hold.
And things go bad to worse. That's Las Vegas' second penalty of the ball game, and it's yet another holding call. And instead of being at the 30, they might end up right where they would have been if they took a knee in the end zone.
Yeah, it's just very unfortunate for Las Vegas. Kind of just a little bit of a misstep after allowing a touchdown on that special teams unit, and now Las Vegas will have to start a little bit deeper in their territory. That's a 15-yard penalty now, and they're going to start at the 15. That's a deep territory position now for Las Vegas.
Green to pass on first down over the middle. That's hauled in. John Blades with his first catch of the ball game, and it's a first down. They're right back to where they were before the penalty.
That's a big play from John Blades there. We saw a lot of John Blades last week, getting over 115 yards of receiving, so it's good to see him in action here in this second quarter. This time getting himself a nice corner, post route, I should say, catch down the middle, and getting himself open enough to grab that catch and immediately get tackled afterwards. And Las Vegas, they just shed that penalty away. It's like it never happened.
Joseph Green doing much better than his season average would tell you. 9 of 10, 90% completion today, when that was nearly intercepted as I say that. Wow, commentator's curse almost comes back to bite him as Corey Higgins gets his mitts up in the air.
Yeah, Higgins was ready for that pass down the middle once again, and that was what Joseph Green was looking at. There was another post route going deep. It looked to be like a 12-yard post route. This time Higgins gets his hands on that, looked almost to be an interception. Very risky play from Joseph Green.
An immediate flag to start off the play as Green was looking for Tavares Bovine at the midfield logo. I couldn't quite tell what happened. Maybe an offsides.
Thinking might be a jump.
They're going to tag Chris Porter, one of our stats members in the truck, is also there on the field with the infraction, and so it'll be a free play for the Fury. Mark him 5 yards closer to that first down marker.
Yeah, and good job from the cadence of Joseph Green to get one of the defenders of Atlanta kind of slipping a little bit and getting him jumping a little bit early. So now Las Vegas needs to carry that, just that little inch of momentum that they got from that penalty and try to get some major yardage out of this.
8 men in the box for Atlanta to try and hold Scott Johnson. Instead, they'll pass. Green has blitzers coming.
Oh boy, he's gone.
Into coverage. And away goes Jay Miraculous down the far sideline. And it's a touchdown and a late hit from Las Vegas. A huge play for Atlanta, and the lead has ballooned to 21.
And that's one of those dangerous rookie passes. You could see that Jay Miraculous was just inching and biting, and he was just salivating over that pass opportunity there. And once he got the interception, I knew he was gone. There was nobody near him at that point. And then just the late hit that happens there, it's obviously maybe a little bit of frustration play. Maybe thought he wasn't late on that hit, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. But what matters the most is that Atlanta got another 6 points, and they're starting to run away with this game.
16-point lead, my mistake, as here comes Sammy Steele to make it 17. Snap spot. Kick is up, and it is good for Atlanta. The lead is now 17, 24-7, with 4 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the first half.
And the thing for Las Vegas here is that you're getting the football back. So you're going to need to completely forget about that pass interception that led to a pick six. And Joseph Green, you might have to hand the ball a little bit to Scott Johnson to see if he can get some big yardage plays out of him. He had a big game last week. Just give him the ball a little bit more.
And Sammy Steele will send this one down to Britton. Has blockers in front of him and almost gets his head taken off by one of the defenders. That's Jack Burton, a defensive tackle out there on coverage.
When I saw that hit happen, I could feel that in my spine when he got that rocking hit there. Nonetheless, Las Vegas basically starting a touchback territory here after that hit. But they need to forget about everything that just happened a few seconds beforehand and get some positive yardage.
Wide receivers to the left. Scott Johnson off center to the right, and he's again met early in the backfield. And as Garrett Hudson gets there to send him down for a loss of 1.
Yeah, this Atlanta defense is very much on point in this second quarter here. They are stopping all the receivers. They're limiting receivers to smaller catches. Scott Johnson is just not getting his looks down the field. It's just been a great second quarter for Atlanta.
Quick drop for Green. Dump off for Scott Johnson. Gets a couple taken down by Jack Napier and company. 3rd and medium coming up.
Yeah, and Jack Napier was very quick to the jump after Scott Johnson made that catch and basically limited him to 3 yards, which we've seen Scott Johnson a couple weeks beforehand. He could burst and get you 15, 20 yards out of that. So good play from Napier.
Other quick drop here from Johnson. Looks short. That's Doug Britton with a nice catch. Gets the first down yardage before taking the hit at the 34.
Now, a good job from the Las Vegas offense to see that Atlanta was looking a little bit deep there, so they went with the quick corner routes, and Doug Britton was wide open to get himself a look to that first down, and that's what you need, a fresh set of downs when you're down. Can I say down enough times?
Well, down and down we go, further down the rabbit hole as another dump off pass for Johnson is going to be a little bit more wayward as he maybe led Johnson a little bit too far. He pulls it in, but he goes out of bounds 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It looked to be a little bit of pressure from the Atlanta defense and a mix of maybe throwing a little bit too far to the sideline from Joseph Green there that caused the 2-yard loss on that play. But Las Vegas doing a great job covering these wide receivers on that play here.
And again, under center, 2 backs in the backfield
Jump.
as a member of the defensive line for Atlanta. Jump off sides. The pressure was great, but instead it'll be a free play for all that hard work, a free 5 yards for Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's the second time here that we've seen an Atlanta player jump, and I think it might be Valentine from what I saw on that end there. And that's exactly who it is. Just a little bit too anxious and a little bit too eager to get to Joseph Green. He wants to stack those sacks as much as possible. I know that, but sometimes you just got to wait until that ball is snapped. And just a little bit of a jump can cause a 5-yard penalty to happen against you.
He does have the only sack of the ball game. It was trying to make it 2 for 2. Instead, Las Vegas are now at their own 37 here on second down. Linebackers shift to the near side, then show blitz. Hand off Johnson up the middle. He is going to be met up right at the line of scrimmage, maybe give him a couple yards before he's met by Leo Jefferson and a few other members of Atlanta. And it's 2 yards for all of Scott Johnson's troubles.
Yeah, you pretty much had 7 defenders on the line as all 3 linebackers essentially swarmed right at the line, getting ready. It seemed like they were ready for a Scott Johnson run, and once Johnson got the ball, basically wrapped them up and got him to the ground.
Quick drop for Green, looking far side. That's caught by Tiberius Bovine on the far side. He'll turn upfield and pick up the first down to the 46.
That's that grizzled veteran leadership of Tiberius Bovine here. He's had probably situations like this before and has been on the opposite side, being in big leads as well. So he's trying to will Las Vegas to get back in this game.
2-minute warning here in the first half from the Hive in Atlanta. The Swarm are leading 24-7, but the Fury are looking to change that when we come back. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch. Welcome back to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Brett Solberg. 2 minutes left to go in the first half here in the Hive. Green looking near side, has a man. That's hauled in by Mason Kirby for a gain of 6.
And we're going to start to see a lot of these out routes happening from Las Vegas because they're going to want as much clock as possible to get down the field. They're still in their own territory as we enter the 2-minute warning in this second quarter. So we're going to look at some out routes. We're going to look at maybe some deeper passes. We might see Scott Johnson on some swing passes. We might see a few down the gut kind of thing and hurry up offenses. This is going to be a quick 2 minutes here.
Oh, a run with Johnson to that left side as he gets through a couple of defenders, and that's what we need to see more of from Scott Johnson. We saw it early on in the first half, Brett, not so much in the second quarter.
Yeah, the second quarter, Atlanta's pretty much neutralized Scott Johnson, but these runs here can get you back in this game, no problem at all. Very interesting from Las Vegas not to go hurry up here and try to score as quickly as possible. Might be due to the fact that they want to take as much clock as possible so that there's no response from Atlanta right away.
He's currently behind BDG by about 30 yards in that Russian apartment as he gets another call and picks up another 6 yards. Good play for the Las Vegas Fury. And as they continue to march down the field, they'll go into the hurry-up offense with 8 men in the box. 7 men in the box for the Swarm. Another handoff up the middle. Good running room for A-Star Miramontes, the fullback with the call, going into the SFL APM Music red zone.
And it looked like he was going to get a touchdown there, but he got blocked a little bit by his own offensive player. As if he would have just spread out a little bit down to the sidelines, he could have gotten 6. But nonetheless, it's still a first down. They're in the red zone. This is a positive thing for Las Vegas.
Good run from the female fullback down to the Atlanta 17. We'll see what they do now. Green to pass here on first down. Pressure coming from the middle. He slips out of one, and he can't escape a second time, and that's a massive loss for the Fury. Backed up to their own 25. They'll take a timeout.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much patience and waiting a little bit too long on Joseph Green, because eventually Atlanta is going to get to you if you just wait a little bit too long. They have defenders that are just too good, defensive linemen that are just too capable of getting past offensive linemen. So maybe a little bit too much time taken from Joseph Green on that play.
They'll spread the field 5 wide here on 2nd and long. Green pumps once, now looks into traffic and somehow finds a man who gets past the line to gain. Big play from Doug Britton.
It seemed to be like a V or maybe a cone of Swarm defenders just around Doug Britton. As you can see, he threaded it through basically 5 defenders all around in like a crescent form. They were all looking at the football, and he manages to get Doug Britton on that catch. So an amazing throw from Joseph Green, a very veteran-like throw from Green, and now Las Vegas has a 1st and goal situation.
See what they do here. Now 1st and goal from the 6. Split backfield, 2 wideouts, and Tiberius Bovine on the line to the right. Green steps up in the pocket, evades 1 tackler. Now is back in the pocket, still going, but he has to get taken down behind the line. Another sack, and it's it's going to be Bailey Ray Valentine with his 2nd sack of the ball game. Deep drop again from Green. Looks near side of the end zone.
Wow.
That's called in. Touchdown, Mason Kirby. And the Fury are coming back with a vengeance.
You know, that's 2 ends of the red zone offense that you can see there when you get 1 sack happening on one side, and then your very next play, you find yourself Mason Kirby wide open, basically right at the pylon. Just a good job of composing yourself after a sack and getting to that receiver and getting the 6 points. That's what Las Vegas wanted to do to end the half, end on a positive note, and they're going to head to their locker rooms with a positive feeling.
All of this 2 minutes of the 2-minute warning has gone to Las Vegas as the extra point snap spot is up in good. 14-24 your score here as we're just about ready to close out the 2nd quarter.
And it looks like we're going to have just enough for maybe a quick return or maybe a return in 1 play. So we're going to have to see what Atlanta does on this return and see how much time they would have left.
See if Ryan Roosevelt, the return man, can make anything happen. Kickoff is on its way to Roosevelt. He gets his return started behind his own 10-yard line. Gets through a couple blockers, and it's down to the 33-yard line with about 2 seconds and maybe just a chance for Atlanta to run 1 play.
Yeah, and you've only got really 2 options when you have 2 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. You could go with a deep pass. You can maybe go Hail Mary, although I don't think that Bryant Dynasty has a 70-yard arm. Or you could go with BDG to just end the half and talk about it in your halftime locker room.
Be a passing play, a little swing pass to BDG on the near side. Can't escape the tackler, that being Merrick Itera. And that'll take us to the end of the 1st half, where Atlanta looked to be doing extremely well between the middle part of the 1st half here, Brett. But the bookends were highlighted by Las Vegas big touchdown plays.
Yeah, and that's the big thing there, is that Las Vegas got themselves back in this game after a big, just kind of, I can't find the words for some reason, but a good chunk of time was used by Atlanta to get their touchdowns and to get a pick six, and it looked like this game was kind of going to be out of reach. But they used this 2-minute warning to get themselves back in it. Basically used, like you said, pretty much all the time in the 2-minute warning, a minute and 54 seconds out of the 2 minutes to get that touchdown back. And now Las Vegas, they're in this game again. And it's a lot in due part of Joseph Green just kind of composing himself back into this. Like, you look at his stats and they're still really good. 16 and 19 for 140 yards. That's still a great first half for any quarterback. But Brian Dynasty has just done a little bit better. 10 to 12 for 111, no turnovers. That is the big key there. They both have 2 touchdown passes, but Brian Dynasty has done a great job limiting those turnovers to 0.
And we can assure you that the score is indeed 24-14, as there's maybe a little bit of bug in our scoreboard. We apologize for that. 24-14 your score, as it's been a couple of good plays by this Atlanta defense as well. 2 picks, multiple sacks, make it 3 or 4 on the day for this Atlanta defense. 2 by BRV, 1 by Leo Jefferson. And it's just been a good day for this Atlanta defense. If they can keep it up, right, I can see them maybe holding on to this lead.
Yeah, and a lot of it, especially from that end of the first quarter and that first half of the second quarter, has been Atlanta's defensive dominance. So they need to find a way to have that defense dominate throughout the second half instead of just these little spurts that we've been seeing, so they can neutralize Las Vegas' passing game as well as their running game.
As we welcome you back to the Hive to begin this second half, I'm Tyler Falk alongside Brett Solberg, Mark Chisholm, and Chris Porter on the stats truck, and our producer is Cameron Irvine, the SFL commissioner. Thank you, gentlemen, for all you do, and thank you for spending tonight with us here in Week 8 of the SFL. Good return from Ryan Roosevelt, back to the 26-yard line, and that's where Atlanta will take over for their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, and the offense for Atlanta has done really well so far, especially with BDG Hollywood gaining 82 yards on just 10 carries. So we could see a little bit of a spread kind of offense, and we see a little bit of a run, a little bit of a pass. It leaves Vegas' defense questioning what they're going to do.
But backfield and 3 wide receivers set here for the Swarm as BDG gets the call up the middle. Has to tiptoe through a few defenders and is down after a pickup of 7 yards.
And a good positive start from BDG there, basically going where he left off in that first half there. We've seen great runs so far in this game out of BDG, and sometimes those gritty, kind of hard-nosed plays that are right down the gut of the defense is what Atlanta wants to get and just tire that Las Vegas defense.
Passing play near side. That's hauled in by Boo Chisholm for a first down. And let's go back to that hard-nosed running here, Brett Solberg. You and me must think alike. I mean, we're both from the north, you from Canada, me from Minnesota, and we like the old school style of, hard-nosed power football.
Well, the thing is about that hard-nosed style is that it tires defenses, and once you get that defense tired, then you could start slinging the football, and all of a sudden you've got like a big scoring game out of your team.
Mitchell O'Brien, with his second touch of the ball game, gets maybe a couple yards, maybe 2, before being taken down by Eric Davis.
Yeah, it's another great play from Davis there. We've seen him a few times in this game get some really nice action, even if it's just coverage, but he's been effective so far for this Las Vegas defense.
And BDG on the far side spins away from one tackle, but then is met by a couple more Fury, and he's taken down after maybe a pickup of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, and what Las Vegas needs to continue doing here is we've seen it twice on this set of downs already, but Las Vegas basically needs to smack Atlanta in the mouth in some way. If it's going to be hard hits, if it's going to be small gains, they just need to do something to turn that offense around.
Third down's been kind for Atlanta. They're 3 of 4. Now make that 4 of 5 for the Swarm as they get across the midfield stripe down to Las Vegas 49.
Are they saying boo or boo Chisholm? That's another great catch from Chisholm on that sideline there, just inching themselves to that first down, getting that first down. It looks like they're looking to take as much clock as possible here, leaving Las Vegas with little to no chance to get back into this one. So we're going to have to see what happens throughout this drive.
Team leader in yards, receptions, and touchdowns for the Swarm makes another fantastic grab as Dynasty floats one over the middle. That one's hauled in by Ryan Roosevelt, one of the upcoming wide receivers we've seen. No, check that. Instead, it'll be Jamal Wooding with his only his 18th target on the season there, Brett.
Yeah, we see a lot of tight ends get a lot of action with other teams in the SFL here. So it's kind of crazy to see Jamal Wooding only get 18 targets throughout the first 8 weeks.
Passing play again. This time we'll find Boo Chisholm, and it's another first down for the Swarm, marching down and deeper into Las Vegas territory.
And Chisholm is starting to become that small yardage option for Atlanta in this game here. He's getting himself open on out routes and these short corner to post routes to give himself 6-7 yards. And it's been reliable for Atlanta here so that you can give Siege Falco or Ryan Roosevelt some a little bit deep action instead.
And up into BDG, and BDG goes nowhere. Rhett Sawyer with another crunching hit takes him back 2 yards.
Yeah, that's a big boy pursuit there from Rhett Sawyer, basically getting through his offensive matchup, getting past him and getting to BDG as quickly as possible to prevent any positive yardage.
All 4 tackles on the day for Rhett Sawyer have been tackles behind the line of scrimmage as that pass is knocked away by the linebacker Zoltan Markiner.
And after that deflection, it was on his back there, and I thought maybe we would have one of those top 10 play interceptions from that'll happen, but it just drops to the ground, and you could hear me go ooh on that one, just seeing if it would drop on the ground and get caught for interception. But nonetheless, Atlanta now is a 3rd down.
Arnker and Chris Magel in to knock it away. 3rd and long now for the Swarm from the Las Vegas 37. Can they convert? Deep bomb near side looking for Siege Falco, and he can't fly this time as it was Max Jackson and company in coverage, and out comes the punting unit.
Yeah, that's a big stop from Las Vegas because Atlanta was really close to field goal situation here, and if they would have gotten that yardage, it would have been another positive thing for Atlanta. For Las Vegas to get back in this game, they needed to stop, and that's exactly what they got here.
Chris Smith on to punt this one away for the Swarm. Good little punt, angling toward the sideline on the far side. It bounces in and then out at the 1 yard line. That's an excellent punt for Chris Smith as Las Vegas will be backed up in the shadow of their own goalposts.
You want to talk about prime coffin corner punting there. Pat McAfee would be screaming in joy if he saw that right now. Just an amazing punt from Chris Smith, getting that ball basically right to that corner, and just with that luck of angling the football back infield and then back to the out-of-bounds sideline. Just an amazing punt.
They don't pay him the big bucks. They tell him, hey, you want to come and punt for us? And he does, and that was an excellent punt from Chris Smith as Scott Johnson gets the call from inside his own end zone and gets a good gain, a gain of 7 out to the 9. It'll make living near their own end zone here on this drive a little bit easier.
Yeah, once you get outside of your own 5-yard line, it's a little bit easier breathing for Joseph Green and especially for Scott Johnson as he gets that nice gain of yardage, 7 yards.
7 men in the box. Left outside linebacker showing blitz. He backs off as the swing pass to Johnson near side is going to be close to the first down, and indeed they'll give it to him from the 12-yard line. And the drive that looked to be in danger from the word go has now given them a first down.
Yeah, you could say crisis averted a little bit there as Las Vegas gets that first down on just 2 plays. And getting themselves a lot of breathing room now. So Las Vegas, they have an open playbook to work with now.
Green takes a deep drop with pressure coming. Now launches one to a wide open Mason Kirby. And it's down to their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, you want to get yourself out of your own territory? Let's bomb it deep. And we've seen the speed of Mason Kirby before. Especially throughout this season, especially throughout this hot streak that Las Vegas has had. And this time he gets himself open past 2 defenders and gets them basically at midfield. So a great job by Kirby to get himself open on that pass.
The average yards per catch is right there around 20 yards, 18.1 to be exact, which is 7th best in the SFL in Season 17. Nice little swing pass to Scott Johnson on their side. Spins away from Jay Miraculous and is finally taken down after a gain of 4.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by Scott Johnson to shed himself off of one tackle there and try to inch himself forward any closer that they can, so that Las Vegas can have a shorter second down situation. But this drive so far looking pretty good for Las Vegas.
Tiberius Bovine is flexed off to the near side, giving that 3 wide receiver impression. Handoff up the middle with loads of room to run is Scott Johnson, and he's down to the 39.
You know what's crazy is that you'd think that after a couple times that we saw it, especially in this first quarter, that Las Vegas would kind of rely a little bit more on that off-tackle gut dive for Scott Johnson and A-Star Miramontes especially, because they've been getting a lot of yardage out of those plays.
Offset single back for Johnson. Pressure coming immediately on the handoff, and he's good enough to get back to the line of scrimmage, but coming in like a freight train was Leo Jefferson.
Yeah, and Atlanta looked to be ready for that stretch play there because they knew that the gut happened, and what we've seen so far is that Las Vegas has kind of done a gut play and then a stretch play afterwards if they go back-to-back handoffs. So Atlanta was ready for that stretch play, and they got to the Scott Johnson really quick.
And off again for Scott Johnson up the middle. This time only picking up about 3 as he's taken down by Garrett Hudson. And it'll be 3rd down.
And what Las Vegas can't afford here is to have this drive stall, because they're in a prime position to get back in this game and get it really close. So if they can get this 1st down here, this would be very crucial on their drive, and especially in this game for them.
4 wideouts, trips near side. Green looks to throw, finds a man underneath, but he's going to be well short of the line to gain. And as Creed Higgins gets the tackle, 4th and 3. Decision time. Do you trot out the week 4 free agent rookie, or do you trot out the 5-season punter Dustin McRack? They'll trot out Matt Rage to attempt a long 49-yard field goal.
And this is a big kick from Matt Rage here. This is going to be 48 yards, so he's going to have to put all of his leg on this one and hope that it stays straight.
Stay true, Rage. From the left hash, snap spot, delayed kick. It's up, it has the distance, and it's good from 49 and Matt Rage. It'll chip further into that deficit, and they're only down by 7. It's 24-17.
And it looked like Matt was just channeling his inner Brooklyn rage on his feet so that he can get a booming enough kick to get it to the the field goal marks there, and gets himself plenty of distance on that one. And it went a little bit to the left, but it still stayed within the boundary. So good 3 points for Las Vegas.
Now it's Ryan Roosevelt with the return. He's immediately met at the 27, and that is where the Atlanta Swarm will attempt to rebound on their next possession. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. And get SML mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL. And off BDG, first play from the scrimmage. He's got a lane to run. He's going to shrug up a tackle at the 45, down to the 40 of Las Vegas before being knocked out of bounds.
And this time the Las Vegas defense chose incorrectly. You could see a swarm of Fury defenders on the left side trying to get to BDG, but BDG goes right instead, which left a wide open playing field for BDG. He gets over 100 yards, close to 125 on this play alone. And Atlanta, just when you think they're starting to slip this lead away, they get back into this with a huge run from BDG.
They have chosen poorly, as one might say. As Dynasty gets the pass off over the middle, it's back-to-back first downs on back-to-back plays to open up the drive.
And once again, another great threading pass from Dynasty, this time to Siege Falco. And you can see there, just was already ready for Falco to get to a spot, and just those two kind of have that telekinetic chemistry to find each other in any way possible, getting that first down grab. And Atlanta, 2 plays, 2 first downs, and they're threatening big time.
Under 2 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Dynasty again looking for Falco. He'll find him. Gain of 5 down to the 25-yard line, as we want you to visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment you might have missed since the Simulation Football League got its start in 2013. SFL YouTube features top 10 plays of the week, archived people behind players segments, and all the major milestones in league history. 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends, and BDG in the backfield. Pass near side finds Boo Chisholm as he shrugs off a tackler and gets inside the 15, down to the 14.
You got home team saying boo. You've got the away team saying boo. We're seeing a lot of Boo Chisholm here, and you're getting 2 sides of reactions as Chisholm continues his nice day here, continuing to grab as many receptions as possible and getting Atlanta closer to the end zone.
8th catch of the day, getting closer to 100 yards. Pass on the outside. That's Jamal Wooding. And Wooding finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
That is a quick drive from Atlanta there for in response to Las Vegas getting 3 points. This time, Jamal Wooding gets the catch at the 5 and sees that he's got a defender trying to shoestring him down. He sheds him off just to get to that corner pylon, and that's just enough to get 6 for Atlanta. And they've got that lead that they've wanted back, and they got to continue this momentum here if they want to secure it.
On his 20th target of the season, he picks up touchdown number 2 for the tight end. And now on comes Sammy Steele to tack on the extra point to make it a 14-point ball game. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. 31-17. The Swarm have a 14-point advantage.
And if you're Las Vegas, you can't get too demoralized after that drive. Atlanta just did a great job willing themselves to get that positive yardage and get themselves to the end zone. All that you can do here is respond in kind. Get Scott Johnson involved a little bit more. Let's see if he can get himself a 35-yard run and get that momentum back in Las Vegas' side.
Kickoff is on its way to Doug Britton as he'll angle this one to the near side. Spins out of a tackle and has a little bit more room to run, but is eventually brought down at the 27-yard line, and here come the Fury offense. Joseph Green is 20 of 23 so far today, a much better completion percentage than his season average. He's got 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions to his credit.
To give credit to him over the last couple weeks as well, his completion percentage has been rising. So it's not like this is coming out of the blue, this high percentage. It's just he's slowly starting to get involved again.
First play of the drive is Scott Johnson, and Johnson is off to the races, down to near the 40-yard line, and he says to BDG Hollywood, what you can do, I can do better.
Speak to me, for I am the soothsayer. Didn't I just say that Scott Johnson needed to break off a big run to get this Las Vegas Fury team back in this game? That's exactly what happened there. I feel like I need one of those big little psychic hats that you see on those telemarketer shows at 3 a.m, because I feel like I'm a big-time psychic now.
See if they go back-to-back first downs like the Swarm did on their last possession. Green looking to throw. It'll be a dump off for A-Star Miramontes, the fullback, as she'll turn the corner and get back to the line of scrimmage and pick up 2 more yards before being knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wayward pass, too close to the sidelines there, so that Miramontes could barely just get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gain a yard or 2, which is what they gave her. So Joseph Green just needs to settle down a little bit here.
Last play of the third quarter. Green steps up into the pocket. Pressure coming. He's taken down again at the 45-yard line, as that will take us to the end of the third quarter.
That's a big time pressure applied from both defensive ends, I would say there. We saw Billy Ray Valentine, and then we did see Chris Porter with the basically the exclamation point on that. So a big play to end this third quarter.
Fourth quarter coming up from Atlanta. The Swarm lead 31-17. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com, as the first play of the fourth quarter is going to be a pass attempt to the far sideline to John Blades, but it's too far out there, and here comes the punting unit for Las Vegas.
No, good luck from Joseph Green. John Blades has had enough space, and maybe threw it a little bit too close to the sidelines there, so Blades couldn't get himself in bounds. But nonetheless, it's a pass that you need to throw in this fourth quarter if you're going to come back in this game. It just didn't pay off.
Punts away here for Dustin McCrack, and angles to the near sideline as it's caught, but falling into the end zone is the Hands team. And Atlanta will get a touchback. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Brett Solberg with Mark Chisholm and Chris Bohr on the stats truck. Thanks you all for joining us. And Brett, we've had a fun game here in Atlanta.
It's been a nice back and forth battle. We've seen kind of like spurts of momentum go to Atlanta, then back to Vegas, then back to Atlanta. This is a game that you love to watch as a football fan nonetheless.
Offset eye for the Swarm's first drive of the fourth quarter. They'll go to BDG on the near side, has a lane, he spins off a tackle and then is grabbed from behind, thrown to the turf by Zolatan Marnker, and it's a first down for BDG and the Swarm.
Yeah, and it looked like BDG was ready to explode for another 35-yard run, which we've seen about 3 or 4 times already in this game. And this time he only gets 10. Sometimes it's shocking to say kind of those words, but only 10. That's standard BDG stuff.
Now from their 31. Nice, he will hand off again. This time it's the fullback, Mitchell O'Brien, with the call. He gets a good gain of about 9 yards from a fullback.
Yeah, and that's kind of more of a Ray Bentley-esque run there. We've seen in Mexico City that just driving down the gut, and you see Ray Bentley kind of move his speeds there. O'Brien channeling that for this play here and getting himself 9 yards.
250 pounds of him rumbling through his offensive line. BDG with the call. 3 straight handoffs for the Swarm as BDG will cross midfield at the 49.
I mean, if your run game is going to work like this, you might as well just keep giving it to them. You got BDG with a nice 10-yard run there, and then you've got yourself Mitchell O'Brien, Mitch the Iron Helmet, as they like to call him there, getting a nice 8 to 9 yard gain, and then giving it back right to BDG for another 10 yards. So why not keep going with the run plays, right?
11-yard scamper, 9-yard scamper, and another 11-yard scamper for the Swarm offense. Already over 30 yards on the ground in the drive. Now looking to the air, deep ball, and what a grab by the safety. Are you kidding me, Max Jackson? He leapt up in at least 5 feet of space to grab that football.
Look, my guy is 6'5", and Max Jackson made him look like an absolute short guy with that jump. He probably jumped 6 feet and 5 inches. That was an amazing pursuit of the football by Max Jackson. And what a time to get an interception, because Las Vegas needs this as they are down 2 scores and they need to get back in this football game. Great play from Jackson.
He waited until the fourth quarter to get his first interception since getting 4 last week. As Scott Johnson will get the swing pass on the far side, spins around, picks up about 4 yards.
Yeah, and the big key for Las Vegas here is that they need to score quickly, because if they take a lot of time off this clock here, Atlanta could possibly do the same and just eliminate any chance of Las Vegas from tying this game. So they need to be quick with these options.
Another swing pass for Scott Johnson, the far side. This time not working out as well. Only 2 yards on the swing pass. Gets back to the 25, and 3rd and 4 upcoming as the Furies, down by 14, need to continue the drive to have a shot at getting back in this football game.
Yeah, and Scott Johnson's had a great game so far. He's got over 100 yards of rushing, and he's had a very nice job in the air as well, getting 35 yards at this point. But they need to find some options down the air. You've got a lot of receivers to look at.
Open playbook, 3 wide receivers. They'll find the tight end. That's Tiberius Bovine, and they're going to say he was short of maybe about a half a yard, they'll say, and on comes the punting unit for the moment.
Again, that's a 50-50 call, and some referees in the league might say that might be a first down, but nonetheless, yeah, I feel like it's an unlucky spot personally, but Atlanta kind of a sigh of relief as the interception turns into a 3-and-out.
Ryan Roosevelt on the return will go nowhere this time around, stopped up at the 33-yard line. Coverage of the Simulation Football League 17 season on Next Level Sports continues next Sunday, September 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern, with the league's top team, Baltimore, heading down to Florida to face the surging Jacksonville Kings. We'll also keep tabs on an Atlanta battle just a few hours south between Charleston and Florida. It all comes your way next Saturday on Next Level Sports. Passing play on first down for the Swarm. They'll find Siege Falco on the far side as he turns the corner and gets out of bounds after picking up 8 yards on the play.
Again, with Falco and Chisholm kind of heating up a little bit here in this second half, Dynasty can find these options, and they can kind of just smooth sail a little bit if they want here as the clock keeps ticking down. This time I'd like to see a run from BDG to get this first down. We'll see what happens.
You come out of the power eye. We've seen a couple of runs from BDG and Mitchell Bryant out of the formation. They'll give it to BDG this time around, and it's good enough for the first. And look at that, getting closer to 150 yards on the day on the ground for Hollywood.
Yeah, you look at that, 144 on just 17 carries. BDG has been on one heck of a game so far, and we still got 7 minutes left. He can still try to push to 150. Heck, he might even get to 200 if he's good.
Offset eye for the Swarm. Handoff. BDG on the far side. Has blockers in that direction. Spins away from 2. Tried to spin away from 3, but as he wrapped up after picking up 8, but inside Las Vegas territory.
Yeah, that's the big thing there. They're inside Las Vegas territory, and it doesn't really matter if they stop it here, because they could give a deep punt to Las Vegas and make their chances even more slim. So the runs are going to continue here, and they're going to keep relying on BDG, as with this play alone, it looks like that he wants 200 yards.
Now on 2nd and short, Las Vegas stacks the box. 8 men in the box as they'll run with BDG, and he's stopped up at the line. Nothing doing on that play as the Las Vegas defense, led by Mike Baker, will stuff that running play, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big play coming up for 3rd down situation for the Las Vegas defense. They need to make a stop here so they can get this football back and try to get their offense to tread back down the field as much as they can.
Line and linebacker shifting left and right. 3rd and 2. Dynasty He's hit as he throws, finds his man on the far sideline, and he's good enough for the first down with forward progress. I believe that was Boo Chisholm on the reception.
And that'll give Boo Chisholm, I would say, over 100 yards receiving after that catch there. It's been a very effective game from Chisholm, getting one deep catch, but also these nice little out route catches and these little sideline catches that keep Atlanta's drives going. So great job from him.
Another quick drop, another quick pass to the outside. That's good enough for a couple more yards, maybe 4 or 5, as they get to the Las Vegas 39.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big thing for Atlanta, is just to keep ticking this clock down and give Vegas zero chance from getting back in this game. So it's going to be these short route passes being completed. It's going to be BDG involved. It's going to be Mitchell O'Brien involved. It's going to be a slow and methodical offense as we continue to tick this clock down.
Our eyes set here on 2nd and 5. Hand off Hollywood. Nothing doing as they stack the box again. Maybe only a yard for his troubles down to the 39 as Colin Trell and Marnker get on the tackle.
And once again, we're back to talking about Las Vegas and having a big third down situation here. The last third down situation, they gave an open out route pass to Boo Chisholm. We're going to have to see how they try to stop Atlanta's drive here.
Dynasty pressure coming, able to get the pass off. That's Boo Chisholm on the near side. First down, yardage and more, down to the 24-yard line.
And the big thing here out of this pass is that now Atlanta is definitely in field goal range and definitely looking to get some points out of this to basically put the final nail in the coffin. So a great pass from Dynasty, a good catch from Chisholm again, who's been very much involved in this drive and just gives Atlanta all the momentum going down the field.
Game going up in Carolina is a close one again, 42-44 with Carolina with the lead late in that fourth quarter. Dynasty under center with BDG off center to his left. 2 wide receivers to his right. Dynasty looking to throw again. Finds his man on the far side. That's Boo Chisholm again. These little short passing routes have been working wonders for the Swarm.
And as long as Chisholm keeps staying open, you keep throwing it to him, and he's going to get you that positive yardage, especially when you're trying to tick the clock down, which it looks like they've already taken off maybe 2-3 minutes out of this fourth quarter play clock already. So this has been a great drive from Atlanta's offense.
All right, here in the red zone. Can they punch it in again? As they'll milk as much clock as possible. Dynasty with the call up the middle as he'll go nowhere. Slin Sheedy came off that edge and wrapped him up from behind, and it's third down again.
And we're getting to this point again, Las Vegas. It's 3rd and 4. What are you going to do to stop this Atlanta drive? How are you going to prevent a first down here? You've seen it 2 third down plays in a row that they gave it to Boo Chisholm. So you have to think that the secondary is going to be eyeing on Chisholm on this play.
Our eyes set again. Another 8 men in the box for Las Vegas. And off Mitchell O'Brien, the fullback, as he bulldozes through the defenders and will pick up the hard first down at the Las Vegas 13.
And that's what 250 pounds is going to give you as a fullback, is that you're going to have that strength to keep pushing when you have pressure all over you on your sides, and you're going to get that first down. So Atlanta keeps the ball going down the field, keeps the drive alive, gets another first down, keeps shedding the clock. This is all positives for the Swarm.
I'll try out the power eye once more here on first down. Under 2.5 to go in the last frame of action. BDG with the call. He gets through a tackle and will pick up about 6 yards down to the 7. And that might just take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, it depends on how quickly or how slowly they get back to the football here in the line of scrimmage. But nonetheless, another great run from BDG to get that 6 yards that they need to keep progressing forward as we hit the 2-minute warning.
And we've got 2 minutes left to go here in Atlanta. The Swarm looking to put the dagger in the hearts of the Las Vegas Fury. We come back. We'll see the final frame of action here on the SFL on Twitch. Welcome back to the Hive here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Brett Solberg. Thanks for joining us today. And that's not what you cannot afford to happen if you're the Las Vegas Fury. One of the defensive ends jumped offside. It'll be a 3 first down for the Swarm. And with 1:57 to go, that might just seal the Fury fate.
Yeah, and that first down is going to push them to the 3 yard line. As apparently I can't do math in my head right now to figure out what the yardage is on that penalty. So it's going to, again, like you said, it's going to give Atlanta a fresh set of downs here, and they can do whatever they want at this point. Vegas might have to utilize their timeouts out of this.
Oh, it's not going to be a first down as they cut half distance to goal. It's just a yard shy of the marker. Goal line defense for the Fury here on second down. Hollywood with the call. Tries to get to the outside. He's taken down in the backfield by Max Jackson. Give him forward progress, maybe back to the line of scrimmage as Las Vegas burns a timeout.
Now, you and I were both thinking that would have been a free first down, and we forgot to realize that they're inside 10 yards, so they're just going to cut half the distance to the goal. So kind of a little bit of a big opportunity for Vegas. Once again, this is for the 4th time in this drive. They have a 3rd and short situation. How are they going to stop Atlanta here?
They can do this to save any chance of them getting back in the game. Dynasty to throw. Finds Hollywood as he will cross the goal line. Touchdown Atlanta, and that might just be your dagger.
And BDG has been waiting all game to get himself back in the end zone from that second half, and now he's crossed. If I can steal a line from one of our greats, Hollywood Boulevard for the 2nd time in this game, sealing the deal for the Swarm and giving them their 6th win of the season here as they continue to lead their division, which is a tough one already. And what's crucial is that they get their 6th win, which we've seen a lot of 6-win teams last season make the playoffs. So this is a big win for Atlanta.
With Louisiana winning earlier today to get back to 500, every win still counts for the Swarm as it snaps spot and Sammy Steele's extra point is up and good. A 21-point lead for Atlanta as we're 1 minute 49 seconds left in regulation. And while the NFL season is just beginning, the SFL season is heating up with a dynamic doubleheader tomorrow on For the Fans. Coverage starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern with the Queen City Corsairs visiting Atlantic leading Florida, plus London visits Baltimore in a North Division tilt. Bonus coverage includes Sioux Falls versus Charleston and Jacksonville versus Mexico City. It all comes your way tomorrow on For the Fans. Return for Doug Britton will get him back to the 25-yard line, and the Fury, well, you could say it's maybe just out of their reach, but if they can make a few plays happen, you just never know in the SFL.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns is tough to do with 1:46, but like you said, anything is possible here in the SFL. Me personally, if I'm in that scoring situation, I'm still playing for pride at this point and try to get points no matter what.
Joseph Green, pressure coming. He doesn't bother to escape the pressures. He's brought down for yet another sack today.
There's a Joshua Williams on that sack here, getting himself involved, getting his first full sack.
Green this time finds a man over the middle. That's good, and it's another long first down play for the Las Vegas Fury, and they've had to do one too many of those today as Green will march back his men to the line of scrimmage. This time underneath route that'll pick up about 5 yards, and again, they'll have to get on their horses once more to get back to the line of scrimmage as Tiberius Bovine has to hustle back from deep into Atlanta territory. Another passing play, all slants over the middle, incomplete, knocked aside by J. Rock.
Yeah, Las Vegas, like I said, they're playing for pride still at this point, so they're still trying to do their 2-minute drill as they get closer and closer to zeros on that 4th quarter. So we're seeing the hurry-up offense, and they've been effective despite that 1 sack already in this 2-minute warning. We'll have to see what they do on the 3rd down.
5 wide receivers and Joseph Green all alone in the backfield. Back to pass, looking over the middle, tipped up in the air, and the Atlanta defenders just let that one fall to the turf. And it's 4th down, and no doubt the offense will remain on the field, down by 21.
Yeah, they're going to want to keep the ball going here, so they're going to go for a fourth down play to keep this drive alive and keep that ball in the possession of Las Vegas. We're going to have to see how this turns out on this fourth down drive, because this could be make it or break it for Las Vegas to score any points.
From their 40-yard line, need to get past their own 45. Pass over the middle, it's complete. Good enough for the first down to Marian Cobaretti. 5 wide again. Green, pressure coming from up the middle, has to get it away. Finds his man, that's Mason Kirby near the sideline. Good enough for a first down and to stop the clock with 41 ticks remaining.
Yeah, they got to the sidelines. They stopped the clock there so they can kind of breathe a little bit, so they don't have to exert all the energy to get down 60 yards downfield to try to score 6. So now they can change up their formation. They could stay with the same formation if they want. They have a lot of options to go with now instead of trying to hurry things up.
The SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine's reminding me that over in that Carolina football game, those 51 points, that's the most Carolina has scored since August of 2018. So a big day from the Skyhawks as Green looks to continue the march. Finds Kirby again on the outside as he gets pushed out of bounds, stopping the clock at 37 seconds, and it's second down from the Atlanta 35.
Another quick catch and another jaunt to the sideline out of bounds for Las Vegas to stop the clock so they can change formations and kind of get this Atlanta defense guessing. So good job from Kirby to grab the catch and get out of bounds.
Need a touchdown in a hurry. Only got 37 seconds remaining. You're coming out in the eye with 3 wide receivers. Very interesting play call as Green takes a deep drop, looking for a diving receiver near that far sideline. It's incomplete, looking for Mason Kirby again. J-Rock again in the coverage, which may have helped contribute to that incomplete pass.
And J-Rock's been very effective on the coverage so far for Atlanta secondary, especially. We've heard his name quite a bit, especially in the later stages of the third quarter and throughout this fourth quarter. So he's been an effective corner in this game. So maybe Joseph Green threw it a little bit too far to prevent from a J-Rock interception.
Need to get to the 28-yard line to convert. Green with a deep shot over the middle. That's picked up, and that should do it. Chris Henry, the strong safety, makes the interception, and Atlanta will come out of their home turf again with a victory, make it 4 home victories against Las Vegas in this matchup.
Yeah, and it's basically the icing on the cake for Atlanta because they've been pretty good defensively throughout this game. And like we said in the halftime, we wanted to see Atlanta be more dominant defensively instead of having these small spurts. And they did a great job to try to extend that defensive dominance as long as they could in this second half. So great job by Atlanta's defense.
Las Vegas is just going to be a little cheeky here and take a few timeouts, and that'll give us enough time to tell you who these teams are playing next, as Atlanta will move to 6-2, and the worst they can do here now, 2/3 their way through the season, is 500, which does really well for their playoff chances. They're going to go on the road next week to face Louisiana, who now themselves have moved to 500 after starting after an 0-3 start for the Revolution, as the Las Vegas Fury. They're going to go back under 500 as they were originally under 500. Now that road back to 500 gets a little worse, but hopefully being back at home against Sioux Falls next week should help out their troubles, as it's a very tough division for Las Vegas. They're out there in the West there, Brett. For Atlanta, they're going to be, they're still in a tough division here in the East.
Absolutely. You've got two teams that are basically fighting in two, I would say, the toughest divisions in the SFL if you want to take out the Pacific Division, which, by the way, has 3 5-3 teams in Vancouver, Los Angeles, and Portland. So that's a tough division on its own. But Las Vegas looking to face a Sioux Falls team that tomorrow they're going to play Charleston, and for Atlanta they want to carry that momentum forward as the clock now enters zeros for the final score.
And quickly, what an upset it was for Arizona to completely shut down your Vancouver Legion. Sorry, Brett, to mention that here late on, but it's the Swarm that come out with the victory, 38-17, your final, as it was the Bryant Dynasty and BDG Hollywood show, Brett.
And it was just a balanced attack on the offensive end. You finished with 212 yards for Bryant Dynasty, and he limited his turnovers, only 1 interception and 4 touchdowns. And his completion percentage, pretty darn good, if I have to say so myself, 24 of 29. And then you had the reliance of BDG Hollywood to get you those big yard gains as often as possible. 166 yards on 23 carries, along with the 2 receiving touchdowns that he got at the goal line. So a very effective game for BDG Hollywood, Brian Dynasty, and the offensive team throughout.
Go ahead, Brett.
As for Las Vegas, you still have to take some positives out of this. Joseph Green still had himself a pretty effective game, 29 of 37. The completion percentage went down as the game went along, but still 78% completion percentage. You'll take that for a rookie. So there's still some positives to come out of this. They just need to shake this game off, head in next week against Sioux Falls.
Player of the game for you today, Brett, is
BDG. There's no doubt about it.
I'm going to go with Bryant Dynasty. Well, let's see what the pundits inside the SFL think. And it's going to go to, drumroll please, BDG. Brett Solberg gets the gold star today. 23 attempts, 159 yards, 10 receptions, and 2 reception Ts for the halfback. An all-around fantastic performance for the Hall of Famer. A massive thank you to the SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine, who was our producer, the men in our stats truck, Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter, and of course, my colleague, Brett Solberg. I've been Tyler Falk. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow. And until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.